Question number 9. What is it out? Rebate allowed is as good as discount allowed. So rebate allowed account debit 2 debtors. Sorry. Acceptance received from debtors means bills receivables. Cash to debtors. Collection means cash receipt. Acceptances means bills receivables. In case of debtors, it is bills receivable. And if it is given acceptances given to creditors means it is bills payable. Is any other doubts in the homework? So look at question number 7 on page 114. Different type of question, you can see this. This is the actual concept of self-balancing ledger. What I explained to you in the first lecture. I told you in the first lecture that in the debtors ledger book we maintain all debtors account, and to complete its double effect we maintain general ledger, adjustment account. Based on that, same way in creditors ledger we maintain all creditors account, and to complete its double effect we make general ledger, adjustment account. And again in general ledger we keep all accounts other than debtors and creditors. To complete its double effects we make debtors ledger, adjustment account and creditors. So actual concept is covered in this 7th question. Look at that. Following are the balances of aligned creditors in the ledger of a trader as on 1/1/15. So where will you keep all these creditors A, B, C, D, E, F accounts? In creditors ledger book. So now we'll be maintaining the actual book. In the creditors ledger book you have to make A, B, C, D, E, F, and maybe G is also there below. 7 ledger accounts. Actual 7 ledger accounts are to be made first. And then the actual concept will be understood. How do we complete its double effect? By making general ledger, adjustment. Can you see in between G is also there in few transactions? He is a new creditor. So we have to make A, B, C, D, E, F and G. 7 ledger accounts. The following transactions were occurred during the month of January. Month of January means you are given the transactions of only 1 month. So we'll be having the date of 1/1/15 and all other dates entries on the date 31/1/15. Now see what is asked at the end. You are required to prepare individual creditors. Means in the creditors ledger book first we have to make all the 7 creditors account. And then to complete its double effect we have to make general ledger, adjustment account. This too will be made in which book? Creditors ledger book, as it's mentioned in bracket, in the purchase ledger. And then we have to make purchase ledger, adjustment account, which means what do you mean by purchase ledger, adjustment account? Creditors ledger, adjustment account also in the general ledger. Very first we'll be making 7 ledger accounts from A to F. Okay. Make 4 lines, 4-5 lines each. Okay, make the 4 lines. So as I said, this question will make us understand the actual concept of self-balancing ledger. Now what we are doing is, in creditors ledger book, first we are making all the creditors account. Then actual concept we understood, we complete the double effects by making general ledger, adjustment account. So that will make at the end and see how the complete double effects are done. Then when you make the trial balance in creditors ledger, it would tally. So it's called self-balancing. So the actual concept is taken up from this question. Yes, I'll start now. Be attended. First of all, creditors have which balance? Credit. So in the beginning, whatever balances are given, write them on credit side. Write out 1/1/15 by balance brought down 1360. All are able to find it? All the opening balances will come on credit side, creditors and credit balance. Then again in B's account 1/1/15 by balance brought down 1440. Then C's account 1320, D's account 1680, E's account 1040, F's account 1520 and G's account we don't have any balance. Okay, G is a new creditor. Did you already tell you any confusion so far? Now see the transactions and normal journal entries you have to pass first. Keep in mind, right now we are not giving self-balancing entries. We are doing it with the actual concept. So normal journal entries are to be passed. Like bought goods from A. Z, what will be the entry? Purchase to A. So where will we write? 2A. 2A means A on credit side. 2/1/15, 2nd January, by purchases account 1480. All are able to understand this? As I said, normal journal entries to be passed. Dhrubil paid to F 720. F to cash. F is the receiver. F account debit side 115 to cash 720. Then here to this bill accepted from A 760, discount received 450. Correct. Bill accepted from A means A we have accepted, so it's bills payable. A account debit to bills payable 760 to discount 40. Well, right. A account on debit side 9/1/15 to bills payable account 760 to discount account 40. Return of goods to E. Return goods to E. E is the receiver. Debit the receiver. E account debit goods goes out. Credit what? Goes out to purchase return account. Now E account debit means where will we write in E account? Debit side. Okay. E account debit, so E account on debit side 11/1/15 to purchase return account 240. Understood this, everyone? Any confusions? Then bought goods from G 1600. Purchase 2G. 2G means in G on credit side 12/1/15 by purchases 1600. Then paid to E 792, discount received 8. E to cash to discount. So when will we write? E on debit side, date is 14/1/15 to cash account 792. Same date 14/1/15 to discount account 8 rupees. Understood this, everyone? Then Harshita bought goods from B 1200, purchased to B. Where will we write? B's account on credit side 2B, so B's account on credit side 19/1/15 by purchases account 1200. Then Anjali paid to D, discount received 80 1600. D to cash to discount. Where will we write? D account on debit side 21/1/15 to cash account 1600. Same date 21/1/15 to discount account 80. Did everyone understand that? January 22 for bought goods from D 1280. Purchase to D. Where will we write? D account on credit side 22/1/15 by purchases account 1280. G is the receiver. Debit the receiver. So G account debit. And goods goes out, credit what goes out to purchase return account. G account debit, so debit side 25/1/15 to purchase return account 184. The way paid to B 1392, discount received 48. B is the receiver. B account debit, cash goes out to cash and discount is an income to discount. Then we got B's account on debit side 27/1/15 to cash account 1392. Same date 27/1/15 to discount account 48. Bought goods from E 1760. Should yes, purchase to E, so credit side 28/1/15 by purchases account 1760. Then Dhruvi paid to G 1360, discount received 56. G to cash to discount, so where will we record? G account on debit side 28/1/15 to cash account 1360 to discount account 56. Then bill accepted from F 800, discount received 32. Yes, we have accepted the bill, so F is the receiver. F account debit, bills goes out to bills payable and discount is an income to discount. So F account debit means debit side 29/1/15 to bills payable account 800 to discount account same date 29/1/15 32. Then bought goods from F1280. Sharma, purchase to F. Where will we write? F account credit side 30, 115 by purchases account 1280. And last one, Harsh paid to A's account 560. A to cash 31st January. So A account debit side 31, 115 to cash 560. So all transactions are done. Any doubts or confusions? Now we have to do the balancing. Okay. So all creditors means credit will be more. 2840, 1480, 31, 115, 2 balance carried down. Understood this? 2640, 1200, 31, 115, 2 balance carried down. 1320 itself is the balance. 2960, 1280, 2 balance carried down. 2800, 1760, 2 balance carried down. 2800, 1248, 2 balance carried down. Square up account 1600 both the sides. So everyone has understood this? Yeah. Now see, what we will do is we'll make a working where we'll find out what is the total amount of all the transactions, because what we are supposed to do to understand this, we have complete its double effect by making which account in this creditors ledger book? General ledger adjustment accounts. How you complete that double effect? Who are still doing the balancing? Complete it fast. So this is how the actual concept goes. I have made only 7 accounts. Practically what will happen? A business firm will have 70-80 creditors. So all the creditors ledger accounts they'll make in the creditors book. Then they'll complete their double effect by making general ledger adjustment. How did you complete the balancing? See, how do we have to complete the double effect? Like, what is the opening balance? We have to make one general ledger adjustment account and we have to give the total effect of all transactions. Means A's opening balance is 136. So 1360 plus 1440 plus 1320 and so on up till 1520. How would you complete its double effect? In creditors account they are appearing on credit side. So in general ledger adjustment account you will write on debit side. Then purchases 1480 plus 1200 and so on, all the purchases. In creditors they are appearing on credit side. To complete this double effect by writing in general ledger adjustment account on debit side. So all these double effects we have to complete. What we will do is first we'll make workings. What workings? Transactions A, B, C, D, E, F, G and total. First we'll make the workings and all transactions total amounts we will obtain. Then directly that total amounts will write on opposite side in general ledger adjustment account. So dual effect will be completed. Did you understand this? Yes, so write down workings. Make it this way. Transactions A, B, C, D, E, F, G and then total. First we'll make general ledger adjustment account. Then in general ledger we'll complete again the opposite effect by making creditors ledger adjustment account. Only opposite. Then two are asked. First we are making general ledger adjustment account. Then we'll make creditors ledger adjustment account in general ledger after that. First we are just understanding that in creditors ledger book how do they complete the double effect. Shall I start now? See, first we take up the credit entries. So opening balance. First we take up the credit entries. So opening balance 1360, 1440, 1320, 1680, 1040, 1520. G doesn't have the opening balance. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 63, 67, 7000, 76, 81, 82, 83, 60, 8360. Any confusion in this? First we are taking up the credit entries, okay? 8360 is the total of all A to F account. All understood this? There be any confusion? Now after opening balance, what is the next transaction we have on credit side? purchases. So purchases 1480 1200. In C there is no purchases. 1280 in D, 1760 in E, 1280 in F, and 1600 in G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 66, 68, 75, 77, 79, 83, 84, 60, 85, 20, 8600. Then after purchases, do you have any other item on the credit side? All the accounts you must see, okay? But other than purchase, there is no other item on credit side. So now we take away debit side transactions. Debit side we have bills payable. In A, 760. In B, C, D, E, we don't have any amounts. In F, 800. In G, we don't have any amounts. So 1560. Understood this? Anyone not able to follow? See, after bills payable we have discount. In A 40, in B 48, no amount in C, 80 in D, 8 in E, 32 in F, and 56 in G. So 40, 80, 160, 190, 240, 250, 256, 264. All of you are clear with this? Then after discount we have cash paid. After discount we have cash paid. 560 in A, 1392 in B, nothing in C, 1600 in D, 792 in E, 720 in F, and 1360 in G. So, yes, 6424 total payments. Did you understand this, everyone? Then after cash, see, don't take closing balance directly. Closing balance will come at the end only. After cash, let us see other accounts. Do we have any other transaction before closing balance? Closing balance we have to record, but at the end. Here we have cash and discount already taken. Cash and discount taken. Purchase return. Is it a new one or not? So, purchase returns. Closing balance will come at the end only. So, purchase returns we have directly in E 240. Then in G 184. So 424. Then after purchase return, cash discount, cash bills payable discount taken, purchase return, cash discount taken. Any other transaction on the debit side? Now we can record closing balance. A 1480, B 1200, C 1320, D 1280, E 1760, F 1248, and G nothing. No closing balance. So 14, 26, 39, 51, 68, 8,000, 8,100, 8,240, 8,288. Did you all understand this? Now all these we are recording general ledger adjustment account on which side? Opposite side to complete the double effect. Did everyone understand it? So now we will make general ledger adjustment account. Make the format general ledger adjustment account. Anyone who is having any doubt clear? Now, how to make this general ledger adjustment account? Make the format, everyone. Now see, first of all, opening balance is 8360. We will write everything on which side? Opposite side. Where is the opening balance appearing in all the creditors? Credit side. So now we should write it on debit side. So 1,115. Two balance brought down 8360. Understand this? Now recollect, as such when we did the question in the last two lectures, general ledger adjustment account, we used to call general ledger adjustment account as direct account or opposite account? Opposite account. So if you remember opening balance we discussed in creditors, it comes on credit side, but in general ledger it would come on debit side. This was the reason. In all the creditors it comes on credit side, but in general ledger it would come on debit side. Okay. Then after that we have purchases. Where is purchases appearing in all the accounts? So here you will write on debit side. But first you will give one time heading to creditors ledger adjustment account. In that purchases directly 8600. If you remember, we used to do it this way when we made directly this ledger accounts. So far we have not done all this. We used to pass the normal generated purchase to creditors, and then I used to tell you general ledger means see from opposite account point of view. Purchase account debit means write in general ledger adjustment account or debit side. This is how we used to do it directly, a shortcut method, because we did not have the actual accounts. Right everyone? But this is the actual concept. Then after purchases, what do we have? Bills payable. Where does bills payable come? So we should write on debit side. 31,115 by creditors ledger adjustment account. Bills payable with a total of 1560. Now here also, how we used to record it in the shortcut method, creditors to bills payable. See from opposite account point of view, to bills payable means in general ledger we used to write on credit side. So because we were asked directly these ledger accounts, adjustment accounts, we used to do it by that shortcut method. Right everyone? Then after bills payable, discount. Where does discount come? Now all the things are on debit side only. So you have to write all of them on credit side. So directly write down discount 264, cash paid 6424, purchase returns 424, and closing balance, so 31,115 by balance carried down 8288. So everything else comes on the credit side because in creditors account it is on debit side. Understood this? And now because we have opening and closing both the balances, the total should come same. 16960 both the sides. So did everyone understand this?
Yes.
Now next I am discussing, you'll try on your own. One more thing is asked in this question. Complete this fast. So this is the actual concept when you keep in your books of accounts. In creditors ledger book you make all creditors account. You complete its double effect by making general ledger adjustment account. And then if you make a trial balance in this creditors ledger book, then all creditors will have credit balance, general ledger will have debit balance, and trial balance will tally. So it's called self-balancing ledger book. Okay. Now see what else is asked in the question at the end. Make purchase ledger adjustment account means creditors ledger adjustment account in general ledger. See here in creditors ledger we have made general ledger adjustment account. Now you are asked to make in general ledger book creditors ledger adjustment account. So again everything of this account will come on opposite side. So I am discussing and you do on your own. In creditors ledger adjustment account, where will this opening balance come? Credit side. This credit side will give the heading by general ledger adjustment account. In that you write purchases 8600. This will come on debit side. You give the heading to general ledger adjustment account and record all these things. And this closing balance will also come on debit side. So make it on your own. In general ledger book, creditors ledger adjustment account. All of you make it on your own. In general ledger book, creditors ledger adjustment account. So any confusions in that?
No.
Go through question 6 and do the markings. I will give it to you in homework. Question 6 is the last question. It's a simple one. And we finish this chapter today. Who all are still solving it? So shall I discuss question number 6? Mark it as your homework be edited. Only one account you made there. From the following particulars which have been extracted from the books of NIAC company for the year ended 31/3/15, prepare and sales ledger adjustment account. What do you mean by sales ledger adjustment account? Debtors ledger adjustment account. In as it would appear in the general ledger. Means in general ledger book you will make debtors ledger adjustment account. Direct account or opposite account? Direct account. Means in the journal entry, if debtors are debited, write on debit side. If debtors are credited, write on credit side. Okay, general ledger is an opposite account and debtors ledger and creditors ledger are direct accounts. Now, opening balance of debtors ledger or sales ledger, where would you write it? Debit side, debtors have debit balance. It's given also next page in bracket debit. But this opening balance of sales ledger credit will write on credit side. We discussed earlier debtors may have credit balance when advances received. What about provision for bad and doubtful debts? No effect. Right, no effect because P&L to BDR is a journal entry. Sales during the period credit. What is a journal entry? Sales during the period credit sales. Debtors to sales. Debtors account debit means you write on debit side. Mark it as debit. 8 has gone down. The amount is 1005248. Okay. Sales during the period cash make line up to 121600 and right? No effect. Because the entry is cash to sales. It does not affect debtors. Amount received from customers 1249720. What is the journal entry? Cash to debtors. To debtors means credit side. Mark it as CR. Bills accepted by customers. Bills receivable to debtors. To debtors means credit side. Then check dishonor. Previous page. What is the journal entry? Check is dishonor. Debtors to bank. Debtors account debit to bank. We'll give the check back. So debit side. In debtors it will come on debit side. Bad debts. Bad debts to debtors. To debtors, so credit side. Interest on overdue accounts. Interest charged from debtors is an expense or income. So debtors to interest. Debtors account debit means it will come on debit side. Cash discount allowed. Discount to debtors. To debtors, so credit side. Bad debts previously written off recovered. No effect. Cash to bad debts recovered, so it will not affect debtors. Cash to bad debts recovered. Return from customers. Sales return to debtors. To debtors, so credit side. And bills accepted by customers matured. No effect because it is cash to bills receivable. Bills are mature means we have received the money, so cash to bills receivable. Last paragraph has an important point and effect. A customer, understand it, it's a new point. A customer has returned the goods of sales value of rupees 1200 for which fresh goods were issued. Means customer returned those goods of 1200. So because they were defective, we gave him against that fresh goods of same value 1200. Should it come in the books of accounts? It should not be recorded. Or if you record it, then both two entries will come. Sales return to debtors 1200 and then again debtors to sales 1200. Now, though a aligned credit note was issued for the return of goods, means credit note is issued means sales return is recorded in the books of accounts. When we issue the credit note, when we record sales return. What is credit note? When you record the sales return, what is the journal entry? Sales return to debtors. To debtors means you credit them. So you give a note to the debtors that we have credited your account in our books of accounts. So credit note is issued means sales return to debtors is recorded. Did you like credit note was issued? Let down SR recorded. Okay, SR is recorded. Did you understand this? Now, SR is recorded means, can you see above table you are given returns from customers 5808. In that 1200 is included. Sales return is recorded means in that 5808 1200 is included. Any confusion so far? All are clear up till here? Come on. But unlike sales invoice was inadvertently not prepared. See, basically what accountant mistake he has done, because this against the goods returned we have given the fresh issue of goods. He did not prepare the sales invoice. But if you are issuing a credit note, then a fresh sales invoice should also be prepared. For example, suppose you go to Vadodara Center, you buy the clothes, and in 2 days you go and exchange it. What they do? First they will send you to the customer care department, top floor. They will tell that you bring a credit note for the goods return. So you return the goods at the top department, you will bring a note with you, then you purchase fresh clothes, then they will make a new bill, and that old bill is cancelled, and in the new bill whatever difference amount comes, they they'll adjust with your bill and you have to pay the balance amount to them. This is the procedure. So normally what happens, sales return, credit note is raised, and then for sales also you should prepare a new sales invoice. But your new sales invoice is not prepared, means sales is not recorded. Sales return is recorded, but sales is not recorded in the books of account. So did you underline sales invoice not prepared? Alright, sales unrecorded. Can you see about credit sales of 1005248? Can you see about table credit sales? 1005248. In that this 1200 is not included. So add means when you record that sales amount, write on the left side plus 1200. You will not record 1005248. You record 1005248 plus 1200. Understood the effect of last paragraph? Yes. So once again I repeat, a customer has returned the goods of 1200 and against that in exchange we have given him fresh goods of 1200. So the procedure is a credit note should be raised and sales return first you record in your books of accounts. When you give him new goods, new invoice of sales should be prepared and 1200 should again be recorded as sales in the books of accounts. Here credit note is issued, means sales return is recorded. But sales invoice is not prepared, means sales is unrecorded. So in sales we have to add 1200. This effect is to be given. Any confusions? So just a minute, this is your homework plus all the remaining questions of exams. If you want to practice other subjects also, which one did I give you homework yesterday? 9 and 10. Then 11 and 12 do it by tomorrow and 13 and 14 by day after tomorrow. And one more thing, at least 11, 12, 13, 14 do the markings by tomorrow. And if you have doubts in any transaction, then get it clarified tomorrow. In that ledger account it should come at which case if you have doubt, then get it clarified tomorrow. They are all our exam questions. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start with fire claim, and as I said, Thursday and Saturday most probably I'll take up with the classes. And if the chapter is over by Saturday, then next week before your final exams I'll keep a test of 70.